Hi, it's Dwyer. GamblersAdvisory.com, free site. DwyerVIP.com, free site. Look for us on Patreon.com if you ever want to tip us. Patreon.com/Dwyer70905. Today is April the 13th, 2018. Remember, the opinion you should follow should be your own. Just consider this video to be a second opinion from a complete stranger online. Now, I believe there's an opportunity here in the NBA playoffs in the Eastern Conference. The question is, who is going to win the East, right? Right now, Cleveland is favored to win the East. They're going off at even money as I make this video. LeBron James, quite frankly, has been in the NBA Finals something like the last 8 years. I believe that comes to an end this year. I don't believe Cleveland can beat some of these other teams. I'm going to overlook some regular season records head-to-head. Understand Kyrie Irving is no longer a Cavalier. Understand the new cast of characters with the Cavaliers haven't had, in my opinion, enough time to play together to gel. Right? Also, some players, people like J.R. Smith, are diminished to me. So I don't believe Cleveland wins the East. Let's be clear here. I believe the team that wins the Eastern Conference is going to be the Toronto Raptors. However, right, and you're getting better than even money with them. You're getting a plus 140 with them. However, the real goal of this video is to go after the plus 500 to win the conference that the Philadelphia 76ers are going at right now, as well as the preposterous plus 2,500. In other words, 25 to 1 on the Boston Celtics to win the Eastern Conference. In my opinion, only 3 teams have a chance to come out of the East. They are the Toronto Raptors, the Philadelphia 76ers, and the Boston Celtics. I think no one else has a chance, right? This is not what the press is saying. I'll take my chances. So, this is going to be a moving play. And what that means is we're going to take positions here, and we're going to ratchet up the ante as the playoffs go forward. The point of the exercise, though, is to make sure that you put some money right now on Boston and on Philly. Because as these teams go forward in the playoffs, and I expect both to win their first round series, then at that point, you'll be able to hedge the play, putting some money on their opponents, knowing that you're locked in on a plus 2,500. In other words, huge leverage. Should the Boston Celtics win the conference? And you're also locked in at a plus 500. Again, huge leverage. Should the Philadelphia 76ers win the conference? At the end of the day, I'm expecting Toronto to be in the Eastern Conference Finals, right? You'll have time to put some money on the Raptors. I understand Cleveland looked good against Toronto in some games in the regular season, but Superman was in the building in those games, right? LeBron James really performed above and beyond normal expectations. I know many of you are going to say, well, isn't that LeBron's career? But this year, more than most, LeBron has to. There's a reason why LeBron played in every game this season. Played the inordinate number of minutes that he played this season. Simply put, he doesn't have help. Right? Doesn't have help. And so I believe the Raptors, when they face the Cavs, right? And I believe that's going to happen in the second round. I believe the Raptors will be up for the occasion. The Raptors have a vastly superior defensive team. The Raptors have a vastly superior bench. I'll agree the Raptors don't have LeBron James, but they're the better team, right? LeBron doesn't have the supporting cast that DeMar DeRozan has. So in a 7-game series with Dwayne Casey, one of the better coaches in the league, shepherding the Toronto Raptors, I think Toronto comes through in that series. Let me go one step further and let's talk about Boston. You heard me mention Dwayne Casey, one of the league's best coaches in my opinion. Another one is Brad Stevens, right? I believe great coaching matters quite a bit in the playoffs. Now, I know Kyrie Irving's out, right? Okay, fair enough. Terry Rozier is a great replacement. Folks, I personally am not sure, since Kyrie's going to be in a contract year next year, I'm not sure if Boston's going to want to sign Kyrie Irving to a long-term contract because Terry Rozier is excellent. The Celtics are a lot like the New England Patriots, right? The team concept is what carries the day. It's team defense. Guys like Jaylen Brown, guys like Jason Tatum, guys like Al Horford, right? When you have one of basketball's best coaches with one of basketball's best defensive groups, right? I believe Boston is an absolute steal right here at these odds. 25 to 1. I bet $1. I get 25 in profit, but plus the return of my dollar. I do believe Boston wins their first round series. So then you're going to have a 25 to 1 team into the second round of the playoffs, right? With one of the better coaches in basketball, and he's not going to have to worry about Greg Popovich and Steve Kerr because they're in the other conference. So to sum up, right here, I think you need to have a betting portfolio in the East that includes Toronto at plus 140, Philly at plus 500, and Boston at plus 2,500. As I expect each of these teams to win their first round series, you're not going to ever get these odds again, right? You want to grab them right here. In my opinion, expect Toronto to upset the Cavs, right, in the second round of the playoffs. And you want to, as things move forward, let's say you have positions on all three teams. You want to hedge later. So let's say you reach a point where perhaps a Boston ends up playing Toronto or a Philly ends up playing Toronto. Because your expected winnings are so high on one half of the play, right? Boston, 25 to 1. You can hedge by putting some more on their opponent, right? Hedge betting is a bit dynamic. Just understand the teams we're working with here. Toronto, Philly, and Boston. In sum, I don't think Cleveland comes out of the East. I believe these three teams are the only teams with a chance to do so. That's how I see it. Let me hear from you. I hope you leave your comments in the comment section to this video. Thanks for stopping by.